Hello, rock stars. I'm here. Well, I'm always here. Seems like I'm always here. I decided to do this reaction to Logan Paul's interview just for several reasons. Um, I'm not going to react to every single one of PewDiePie's videos because I think that to copy him would be kind of ridiculous. Um, as he would say, like, "Oh, why are you copying me?" What was that? Noise. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you copying me? So I just gonna react to it for like just things that I think are need another sidebar, side ear kind of thing. I have watched his Detroit is Human videos. Very interesting. Makes me want to do a playthrough, but why would I play through something that I've already seen? So I need suggestions from you on something. Not, I'm gonna do possibly some retro game, like some old games, and kind of do playthroughs or reviews on them, like really old games. Not Pong old for those that really know, but to give you a hint, like Meridian 59, The Realm. Those are like MMORPGs. What else? Like Wasteland, the original. Just to give you an example. But that's for a different day and a different thing. Hopefully you guys will like that. Tell me if you do. Tell me if you think that's a good idea. If you don't want to see and you think it's a waste of time, tell me. I may do it anyways, but at least you don't have to watch it. But the reason why I'm reviewing this is because someone asked me a question on an app that I won't mention because I don't want to give it any advertisement for a particular reason, about Logan Paul and if he should get off of YouTube or not. Now, I will say this. I know 50% of what we see are theatrics to gain or garner content, subs, what have you. So anything you see on YouTube, you have to take with a grain of salt, except for me, for exception. But yes, so what you see on the camera, what you see people doing, that's only half the picture. You don't see the edits, you don't see the scripts, you don't see the I'm not saying anyone has scripts. I mean, I'm sure they do. I'm not saying that PewDiePie has a script. I think he probably does for the most part, but then I also think he also does a lot of ad-lib stuff. It doesn't matter. Some of the greatest theatrical production have scripts. Shakespeare is a script. The only ones that don't have scripts are like Robin Williams or spot comics like that, or Whose Line Is It Anyway? There's no scripts in that at all. It's just ad-lib. Point being, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have 100,000 people working on your edits, your production, the film, the cinematography, whatever it is, or it's just you, like me, just doing my own content, my own edits, or it's a hodgepodge for smaller YouTubers that are just kind of starting off to the big timers that have a whole corporation under their name. It doesn't matter. We're all trying to get to the same place. Some people are already there. They're trying to keep it. Some people don't mind it. But then you have people like Logan Paul. I'm not going to say anything negative because I don't have to. Actions speak for themselves. But being what that is, there was a situation, there were repercussions, there's fallout, and now this is kind of like the dregs of what's kind of eking out now and later on. It's kind of like every meme runs its course, every negative publicity event runs its course. Not saying that it's an event, not saying this was purpose or not. Doesn't matter if it was or not, but it's kind of getting to that end point. So I just wanted to comment that I could see someone wanting to be the villain for the sake of being the villain for the popularity of being the villain. Then there's just people that are just jerks. I'm trying to be PG here. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to comment this from my perspective, specifically this one and probably the next one. I haven't actually seen the next one. I may actually do a live reaction to it because I haven't actually seen it. So let's get to it. By the way, I do kind of like PewDiePie's kind of the intros and outros a bit. Sometimes it get a little loud, a little annoying, but that's his namesake. He's trying to do the whole, let's get the kids where it counts, make it shock, make it loud. I get it.
PewDiePie is a big old meanie. Logan Paul defends himself. And much more information coming out. I'm Poppy Harlow, and you're watching Food News.
Okay, and I'm PewDiePie doing Poppy Harlow. Nah. By the way, this is not just... I've seen more and more people doing this whole kind of pseudo news thing. Should I do one? Maybe once I hit 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 subs, or if I get anyone bigger, maybe. I think it'd be entertaining. I think it'd be fun, but not quite there yet. Oh, I could do a good news broadcaster.
I'm Poppy Harlow. You're watching Food News, the most news site. As you may have heard, PewDiePie got into trouble in the media recently. I hate that.
Hey, I'm PewDiePie.
I don't even care that it was a deep-fried meme. The fact that
Deep-fried
it
meme
speaks volumes. I feel like I'm probably better off not talking about this, but...
Boy, man, your mic's a little wobbly there.
I didn't know much about Demi. I've only really just played her video game a few years ago, and I realized that it's for kids. She clearly has a very, very young audience.
Does he ever play with that guitar? The nice little characters in the back.
I'm not the greatest role model, but at least I've never...
He kind of keeps his background simple like I do.
So I thought, well, you know, it's
nice speakers.
Fine to just make fun of it. And I realized now...
There's a hair
no,
in the upper right corner. Camera there.
Doubt my
I think.
sincerity, I guess, in some way. Just to give context, it was 5 a.m. in the morning.
All in the
Sometimes my
context.
dogs wake me up really early, and this has nothing to do with anything. Basically, I saw the meme, it made me laugh, and I posted it on my Twitter. I went to sleep 2 hours, I woke up, and a lot of people were really upset. To be honest, I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all. I'm not the one doing drugs. What the heck did I do? The meme is so ironic and so stupid, talking about like a boss. I was like, she's still alive. What's the problem? If anything, this is a way to snap out of it. Like, yeah, you were an idiot. So the fact that people came after me, I was really trying to understand why. So I read up on addiction. I try to decipher in between the "you should burn in fire" messages. Because also, a lot of people were saying that I was making fun of mental health. Which, no, that wasn't the case at all.
You're on YouTube. You're on the internet.
Because a lot of people were like, well,
it's going to happen.
Mental health a few days ago in a video, you're such a hypocrite. I wasn't doing that. I was making fun of Demi for her poor decision. I realized...
Okay, that's one thing. When you're big enough on any media, it does not necessarily have to be YouTube. I can say practically almost anything I want, and maybe a couple people like, oh, that's just nasty, or that's wrong, or something like that. Then it goes away. But when you have a lot more people, you're always going to get someone that is going to complain about it. And the bigger the crowd, the more people can complain. And it could affect you. Maybe. Maybe it'll give you slight publicity, like what I'm doing. Probably. I'll leave that little piece I'm going to say a little bit later.
And I learned that ostracizing and shaming is the last thing an addict needs to recover.
That is true.
Make them more likely to relapse and fall back into that behavior. What an addict needs is support and help from friends and family, and I think the public as well. And I also learned... Now,
I have to differ on this. Friends and family and close ones, yes. Public... Not really, because the public isn't really going to care about an individual's problem. Even, I mean, Okay, now let's just say there's something happened with PewDiePie, like he had an addiction of some sort. Maybe his addiction is YouTube, whatever. Now there will be some people like, oh man, I'm sorry about that, but there'll be plenty of people like, I really don't care. I just want to be entertained. So the public having to back you up, no, it's not going to happen. Personally, I feel bad for someone, or it has, but that's just me. But knowing how people are, and there's a lot of different types of people out there, there's gonna be a lot of people who says, I don't care, I don't give a whatever. I just want what I want, and that's all I want. You can do what you're gonna do. I don't care. Then there's a lot of people that be sympathetic for the right reasons. There'll be a lot of people sympathetic for the wrong reasons, just because they want to be in limelight. It goes on and on. So friends, family, close ones, all that. That's your support group. That's your support structure. That's what it should be. The public, no. Absolutely not. If you try to rely on the public, you're going to be disappointed. Just guaranteed. Not that I don't have hope for people and that I don't think great of people, but it's too much of a generalization. Just kind of throwing it out there. Just so if people watch this, like, oh, well, and you listen to what I'm saying, and you think about it, you're like, well, yeah, he's actually right. There's going to be a lot of people that don't care. Well, let's move on.
That this is her second time she's dealt with drugs. I just thought, I'm really just kicking on someone that's on their complete lowest. I get why people are upset. This was wrong for me to do. It was a bad thing to do. I don't think it was the worst thing in the world, but it wasn't a nice thing. I can definitely say that. So
now I will add to this. He's kind of right on that. Case in point, I was actually going to film a reaction. I was going to make this like montage of like the Terracon thing. I forget what that alien was, the Marvin the alien or something like that. And I was going to like superimpose that with Terracon, and like whenever she's crying, the alien would come out and walk. And I started editing. I was like, you know what? That's just kind of like using that for her upset, even fake or true, doesn't matter. The fact that she was presenting herself being upset and using an alien to kind of said, nah, that's poor taste. I'm not going to do that. And ultimately, that's my decision to do it. Would have gotten me views, maybe a few more subs, maybe. Who knows? Thing is, I made a choice, and I just didn't feel comfortable doing that. And I guess when it comes down to it, everyone has to make that decision for themselves, what they want to do with their channels, with their publicity. If you're a celebrity, how far do you want to go to entertain? Case in point, and I will mention this, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the director in Walt Disney. Yeah. Should they have made a decision about something that happened 10 years ago? At least that's from what I heard. If it was recent, maybe. But 10 years ago, it's like going back to someone's childhood. Like if you stole like a piece of candy when you were 5, and you said, "Oh, you can't get this job because you stole something when you're 5." Really? Okay. How far back do you want to go? How far back do you want to audit someone's life? I know I'm going off track here, but it kind of drives home how ridiculous this is getting. So let me continue.
Oh, I thought, okay, you know what? I'll just delete it and I'll apologize sincerely, and that should be it. How foolish I am. I always get people telling me, stop apologizing, you idiot. What are you doing? You're just making things worse.
There is a case of that too.
Anytime you apologize to these people, they don't care, and they're just going to shame you even more. I think that's what happened. BBC posted about it, NBC posted about it, BuzzFeed. I think the BuzzFeed journalists on their Twitter call it the hellfire or something like that.
And that's the thing.
This is the hell we live in.
Media will absorb that and love it.
I feel like if I think I've done something wrong, I shouldn't have the ego or the strategy to just say, no, it's better if I don't apologize. A lot of people were saying that anyone could have posted this meme and no one would bat an eye, and I think there is some truth to that. I find it interesting how you have someone that's a role model to a lot of kids. You make a message about.
Now you can apologize without having to go nuts. It's a fine line.
And then somehow I'm the bad role model in this situation. I'm the villain.
Here's a secret: you will always will be whenever you say something.
It really makes sense to me, and I'm not attacking her. I'm just saying that it's not her fault for her addiction. It's an addiction. She can't control it. And I agree she shouldn't be shamed because of an addiction, but I also don't think babying people will help either. Saying
Absolutely
that
true.
out of someone's control is also saying that it's not up to them to recover from it. It's like saying
who else
that recovered from addiction didn't do it from their own work and will. It's just a completely random thing, which doesn't make any sense. It's always been a meme on this channel that anything I say will be picked up on the media, and I feel like this is just a testimony of that meme. Like that's,
of course,
it's the truth essentially. Anything I say will be highlighted.
Everything you say will be held against you. That's what I thought when you said that.
Put down my name, because if they really cared about these issues about addiction, they would go after the people that shed a light on it in a positive way, not the ones that try and ridicule it. I don't know. I don't care. Moving on. I wasn't going to talk about this, but it came out today, and I watched it, and I thought it was so crazy that I had to talk about it. KSI I did an interview with Logan Paul, and man, I want to like you, Logan, I swear, but you're making it really hard. And I found this super interesting because KSI and Logan are very similar personalities. They're all about pushing the edge of living life to the fullest. But their drives are just completely opposite, I think at least.
Falling into the social media machine.
I think this is the guy that's in New York.
4 years, building an audience, garnering false power through views, which equates to money, which equates to, again, success, and then essentially losing it all overnight, becoming the most hated man in the world in the snap of a finger. So
the hyperbole every single time. The most hated man.
Is that supposed to be like also a Thanos reference?
Logan about this documentary that he's filming.
It doesn't happen overnight either. I mean,
is this a fluff piece to make people feel better about Logan Paul? No,
yes.
Not at all. It's from making content throughout the years. I tried to be as unbiased as possible. And
this documentary is going to be as unbiased as possible. But it's me who makes it. Okay, great. I'm sure it'll be very unbiased.
I think people should, can, or will sympathize with me. Let's be honest, KSI.
All right, clean this
Let's
up.
be honest, KSI. I don't know, Marcus. I see through your social trading, Logan.
When you put out content like that, do you realize the age of your audience?
It's odd because, Michael, I'm 22 years old. It's not like
I don't know why, but whenever
It's
I
not
see
odd.
small things like
You know
this,
who's on your channel.
it feels disingenuous.
Is it not premature? Like, before you can tell a redemption story, there has to be an act of redemption.
true.
What has the act of redemption been for Logan Paul?
It's not been done yet.
That's the whole point.
This documentary
Just talking
is a
about it.
redemption
Just
story.
stop talking about
Love a redemption story. People told me this verbatim so many times. That you need to do your redemption. You need to film a documentary. People told me this many times. That's how you'll do your comeback. And people are telling Logan the same thing, and that's why he's doing this documentary. Just like people told me after the Wall Street Journal that I need to do a charity for Jewish charities or something like that. And I said no. Not because I don't want to, but because it will seem like the most disingenuous thing.
It does seem kind of like
You're not doing it because you want to.
Yeah,
You're doing it to save
I agree with that. Just because people say you should do it doesn't mean that you should do it just for that, because it does sound like you're kind of copping out.
The rat, as soon as this Forest incident.
But hair in the corner is really
he takes
bugging
the
me.
rat or whatever.
The upper right corner, you see it?
What was up with that?
Yeah, the rat that was me becoming obsessed with the idea of being a villain. I made the conscious decision, I'm gonna be the guy they think I am.
I can actually relate to Logan here. A lot of times after all the scandals I've been through, I question my own morals. I question, why do I keep ending up?
Yeah, see, that's part of the problem.
And a lot
If
of
you
times
are
I
who
find
you
the
are,
answer to be, I am genuinely a bad person. I genuinely think it a lot of times, not all the times, but I think the difference is I'm not trying to make other people think I'm a good person.
I can make content, and I have been for 4 years. For 4 years, making people laugh, smile, believe in themselves, making them believe that they can accomplish their goals, even if they're from a small town in Ohio.
I've been making videos for 8 years. I just want to show people that you can make it, even if you're just.
You didn't
from a
want to
small
know how
town
old I am.
in Sweden. What are you saying?
To use that same pretext as sort of justification for, you know, killing a rat or.
Well, I didn't kill the rat.
Just shut up. It doesn't matter at this point.
It's just-
Don't
yeah.
defend these things. It's the same with me when I dropped the N-bomb. A lot of people are like, you said it to another person. And I always want to say, no one heard me say it. But I'm not going to use that defense because it doesn't matter.
Okay,
That's not what people
we
took
get
out of
it.
it.
It's
Some of the other
getting
more
old.
controversial, sensational things you've done,
Yeah.
running around Japan wearing silly outfits,
Yeah, so that-
being insensitive to culture.
Okay.
Apparently, for some reason,
Now, to be fair, I have gone to Japan and I've worn a costume, but that was a cosplay outfit in Harajuku, where it's the cosplay capital of the world, and it was tasteful, and I actually got a lot of compliments from not only locals, but one thing that people don't realize, that there's a lot of Japanese tourists going through Japan, like from Sapporo, from other locations in Japan, going to Harajuku. Now, I don't really know that much Japanese, but I went as Kakashi from Naruto, and I thought it'd be a cake to actually go do it in Japan. You know, and then people told me, "Oh, don't go. It's just, you know, you're gonna go run into trouble, or you're gonna have issues." Blah blah. Didn't have a single issue. In fact, I had one of the biggest cosplay troops in Harajuku doing a catalog of whatchamacallit, like photo shoot, or like a professional Japanese thing, and they asked me to be in, even though they were doing, I think it was Fate's Day night, and they wanted me to do it. So I kind of did like a battle scene with them, and they're like, "Oh yeah," you know. I didn't really understand it, but I kind of got the gist of it. I also photobombed a Japanese wedding, but it wasn't like I jumped in the background like, "Hey, look at me." It was like I stood there and I looked at them, and they're taking bridal pictures, but I was away from the camera, and the bride and groom looked at me, but I was staying away. I was staying out of the picture, and they talked. It's already like an established family, and they talked to the kid, and the groom was like, I'm like, "Me?" He's like, "Yeah, come on." It's like, "In the picture?" You know, he's like, I don't know. He's like, yeah. So suddenly I was like, I came up to him and was like, "Is okay?" And suddenly they're just taking all these different pictures with him, like holding the kid, you know, doing a mock fight scene, and it was just it was a good time. And a buddy of mine named Cowboy, I don't actually know his real name, I was with the tour group, and I actually got interviewed for, it was like a magazine called Otaku, and also for it was like a Japanese America Times, kind of like this publication and film at a maid cafe there. It was all positive all the times I've been there. So it depends on how you are, because I was just having fun and just enjoying it, and it was a good day. So I know this is a side note, but it actually kind of hits the point that it's what you do with what you have and what you're doing at the time. I mean, you could be wearing plain clothes and still be a jerk, but you could be wearing a costume and being like a great guy. You know, it just kind of goes to show.
Casey calling Logan culturally insensitive is the most upsetting thing ever for him.
I want to address this because I'm not gonna lie. This is the hardest thing about all this is I think being perceived as culturally insensitive.
Theatrics.
The hardest thing.
This thing anybody could do to really fake it. So
Culturally insensitive.
I'm not gonna say one thing or the other.
That's okay. Are we expected to believe that, or?
As far as the outfits go, they were on sale at a store.
The outfits were on sale on the store, so then it's okay.
Yeah, that's
Right next to the temple that we were at for tourists. Do we not buy the outfits?
Maybe he just doesn't understand what it is.
There's a difference between culturally insensitive and insensitive.
But it also doesn't matter. and you don't seem to understand why one is offensive.
Yeah.
I'm vegan now.
What does that have anything to do with
I
anything?
think the most important thing to take out of this video is this.
I'm vegan now.
I'm vegan now. I'm a good person.
I'm not even doing a real clap. I'm just doing the tips.
Do
Just the
what
tips.
you want to do to achieve your goals, which is always, like I said, it's always been that. But all that stuff is overlooked when you make a mistake or...
I can agree again.
There is some truth to that. People don't remember you for your they always remember you for your mistakes more than your benefit, unless you do something fantastic or unfortunately.
But I don't feel the need to constantly tell people, like, I'm a good person. Look, I've done all these things. I've done all these charities. I've done all these things. Look, I'm a good person. That shouldn't be your mission to keep reminding people.
Yeah.
So then Logan talks about how it
That's
led up
true.
to all this scandal. Like, he was just constantly making videos and not thinking what he was doing.
We got so caught up in creating that we did not stop to think about what we were making and whether or not it was right. Because if you make it, you put it out, we were on autopilot essentially.
I can actually believe
It's extremely dangerous
part of that when you
broadcast
start getting
to an
into like a
audience of 5 to
groove.
7 million people every day.
It's like
So
writing,
there was no
drawing.
thinking.
You get
There
to
was-
do it
there
so
was
often.
create content. Not, okay, hey, take a step back, slow down, breathe.
Do you believe that, or is that
No, I'm not a big YouTuber by any means, but I told you before about how I was going to make that one video, but I stopped myself because I realized that I shouldn't do it. So there's a fallacy there. Now, granted, if you feel pressure to do it, maybe because you're a bigger channel, you feel a lot more pressure just to do it. And if it gets more shock value, go ahead. Still, there is a point where you think about what you're doing, and if you don't listen to yourself, well, that's on you.
bullshit? Because if that mission is the same as this momentum, this autopilot.
Sorry for the
Where's
language.
the distinction between wanting to do good?
I'll try to bleep
and
it out
wanting
maybe.
to, looking for sensationalism that will drive clicks.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Because you're not
Yeah, that's
listening.
a great question. I'm not sure I understand the question. This is too much of a mumbo jumbo. He's saying that if you're just on autopilot and you're not thinking about what you're doing, how can you say that you care about spreading a positive message and not just caring about sensationalism?
True.
I understand.
Do you, Casey?
Do you understand? Okay, I can go on.
And that's a little bit of immaturity right there.
You should watch the interview. It's
Not
interesting.
PewDiePie, I'm Logan Paul.
A lot of people give Casey for doing this. I think it's good
Are you
to create
wondering what that noise is?
dialogue. It's a shame how people are
I'm not
so
sponsoring it, I'm just
militant
showing you.
towards people they don't like that they won't even talk to them. Because that's really how you create division more than anything. Which just leads
Peppermint.
I think he's doing a noble thing. But the final point...
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Because Casey praises Logan's anti-suicide video, the video he did after the whole thing. And the response from Logan is just...
Because that video, I think, had a very important message behind it. I like that video. I tweeted that I like that video, and I got shit for it. But did it show you did it demonstrate to you that your channel is capable of so much more, and your reach is capable, and your voice is capable of so much more than just sensationalism and views?
Yes.
Did it change you away from sensationalism and views? That was the question. His answer.
It's the most viewed anti-suicide PSA ever.
It's the most...
You don't.
ever.
No.
I am so great. I have the most viewed PSA anti-suicide video ever. I don't care about sensationalism or views. I have learned. I really want Logan to come back, but I don't think he can until he's completely honest. Because people
Honestly,
are
I don't care one way or the other.
going to be skeptical, especially at this point. I think this entire interview, Logan is trying to give the answer that he thinks KSI wants. And my tip for Logan, unsolicited advice, would be question yourself why these titles are important to you. Oh, I'm vegan, or you can't call me culturally sensitive. Why you care that your video
See, that's the point.
has the most
Either just fix whatever
Why
you're doing
is
and
that
just
important to you?
don't
I'm
talk
asking you
about
to
it, or
honestly,
just
is it
ride
to
a
reach more
publicity
people,
wave.
or is it because you like things to be big? Because we've seen only evidence for
Which he
that
could
so
be doing.
far. So that's all people are gonna see. Your intention might be different, but I doubt it. Next news: Twitch added GIFs. It's adding GIFs. That's crazy.
Yay.
All right, we're out of time.
That really was. That was just an add-on. Anyways, that's just my take on things. Obviously, I don't know the full context of some of those reports, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm trying to be unbiased here. I'm not for or against anything. It just seems a lot of rhetoric. I'm not sure even where it's going. Anyways, that's my reaction. That's my 2 cents for what it's worth. If you like it, leave a comment. If you don't, leave a comment. Subscribe. Do all that fun YouTube stuff. Either way, have a wonderful day and see you soon.